All right, so good day everyone. For today's lesson, we will tackle the tourism planning process. Okay, so moving forward, for our learning objectives, these are the learning points that you should be able to acquire at the end of our discussion. First is recognize different models of planning. Second is name the major elements of a tourism development plan. And third is enumerate the component of tourism plan digest. So let's move forward on our discussion. First is recall of tourism planning. So if I will ask you, as we discussed last time during our discussion, what is tourism planning? Okay, you can message or you can type there at the comments below your answer. Okay, so just to recall, when we say tourism planning, it is a set of rules and regulations and a framework that we are doing in the tourism industry in order for us to sustain and develop our resources and different attractions and destinations in our industry. So we are planning because there are a lot of importance when it comes to tourism planning. So what are some of those importance which we discussed last time? Okay, so some of the importance of tourism planning, it gives us economic benefits, sustainable development growth, risk reduction, um, crisis management or contingency planning, so on and so forth. So it also give us revenue generation, um, employment, economic boost, cultural and heritage preservation, so on and so forth. That's why tourism planning is important in our industry. So moving forward, now, what are the process of tourism planning? How are we going to create our plan, our framework? So, just in case in the near future you're going to work under Department of Tourism or other government related bodies when it comes to tourism, so you have to know the process of creating a tourism framework. So these are those. First is research and discovery. We also have situational analysis. Third, setting goals and objectives, target audience and strategy, tactical plan, measurement, and action plan. So let's go deeper one by one for this tourism planning process. The first one is research and recovery. So from its word, research and discovery rather. When we say research and discovery, this is the initial phase where relevant information about the destination is gathered. So you're going to do your research. You have to answer the WH and age question. So for example, why do we need to create a strategy? Why do we need to create a plan? Why do we need to um, focus in creating this framework? So you have to answer your why. Okay. Next is who. Who are the target audience of this plan? Who are the target customer of this plan? Who are the host community living in that destination? Those are some of the consideration that you need to take down notes as well when you are going to do your research. Also, what? What are the things that we need to gather? Okay, are you going to gather number of population, number of tourist attractions, number of visitors visiting that destination? So that answer your what. Next is when. When are we going to do our plan? When are we going to implement it? When are we going to finish the plan? Is it short term, medium term, or long term? Okay. Next is where. Where are we going to conduct our strategies and framework, our tourism plan? Is it provincial level? Is it municipality level? Is it national or regional level? So that will answer your where. Next is how. When we say how are we going to do it? How are we going to implement it? Okay? These are the questions that you need to take in consideration in the initial phase of your tourism planning process. You need to gather informations and relevant data in order for you to formulate your objectives. Next, situational analysis. When we say situational analysis in this phase, so as you can see, you're going to use the SWOT analysis. So I believe we are all familiar with the SWOT analysis: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. All of this should be identified in your destination. Why? Because it helps you to understand the problem, okay, or the status of the tourism attractions and destinations that you are trying to regain or you are trying to save. Now, let's do it one by one so that we can uh, dig deeper and better understand how are we going to do the SWOT analysis. Okay? So first class is strength. So when we say strength, these are the internal factors that give an advantage over competitors. Ito yung edge mo. Ito yung lakas ng destination mo over the other destinations that offers the same products and services as you. Example, yung mga may unique attractions, rich cultural heritage, natural beauty, strong local support, or established tourism infrastructure, these are the example of strength. Ito yung pwede mong magamit over your competitors. Ako meron ako nito. Okay, nawala sila. Ito yung gagamitin ko para makapag-attract ako ng mas maraming turista. Or ito yung gagamitin ko in order for me to promote the destinations that we have. Okay? Next is the weakness. Yung weakness, internal factors that may hinder success of the project. Ibig sabihin, ito naman yung mga kahinaan or pwedeng maging hadlang para maging successful yung project na gagawin mo dun sa destination na napili mo or dun sa plano na gusto mong gawin. Example, walang masyadong empleyado or walang masyadong tourism expert sa lugar na yon. Or yung mga puno doon, yung mga natural resources degraded na, sira na. Okay? Due to poaching, due to deforestation. Next is poor marketing. Hindi alam paano ang tamang pagmamarket, ang tamang pag-target sa customer or sa audience or sa tourist. Limited infrastructure, walang masyadong transportation, poor Wi-Fi connectivity, walang signal. These are some of the example of weakness. Next is opportunity. When we say opportunity, these are the external factors that could provide growth or success in the project or at the destination. When we say opportunity, external, ibig sabihin, possibility, there are potential na doon sa lugar kung nasaan yung destination mo, may itatayong airport, may itatayong hotel, may itatayong arena, magiging well-developed in the future, then that's an opportunity for that destination. Kasi magagamit nila yon in order for them to enhance the tourism plan that they are creating. So example, may new markets doon. Maraming nagre-retire na foreigners. Another is mataas yung government support. May mga technological advancement, may mga nabubuong partnership. These are the kind of opportunities. Next is threats. When we say threats, ito yung hazard or risk dun sa destination. Okay? For example ng threats, mayroong mga wars, may terrorism, mataas yung rate ng crimes, merong prone to safety and security, those are the threats. Okay, di ba? One of the best example of this, you know what? When you go to Mindanao, the island of Mindanao, there are a lot of tantalizing and mesmerizing destinations and attractions in the island of Mindanao. However, some of the island in Mindanao such as Jolo, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, ano pa ba? Agusan del Sur, Agusan del Norte, there are a lot of potential destinations for tourism boosts on that provinces. However, due to threats of safety and security, kasi nga, ang connotation natin when we go to those kinds of places, nandun yung mga terorista, there are high rate of crimes, that's why nahihirapan silang kumuha ng turista. That's what we call threats. Now, next is goals and objectives. When we say goals and objectives, these are the things that you want to achieve. Okay? Um, your goals at the end of the tunnel. Once you finish your plan, once you finish your framework, and you already doing your involvement and your actions, these are the things that you want to achieve for that destination. Okay, you want that, for example, you want that destination to become top 10 around the world, or to become or well-known um, destinations in the Philippines. That's your goals and objectives. Now, in your goals and objectives, it should be written in a SMART format. So, I believe you are all familiar when we say SMART. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung SMART? SMART goals. Okay? So, first is when we say SMART, it is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So, in order for us to make our goal effective and meaningful, we have to create it via SMART goal criteria. Okay? Now, how are we going to implement a SMART goal criteria? First is we should be specific with our objectives. So for example, what needs to be accomplished and what steps need to be taken to achieve? Who is responsible? So maging specific tayo sa gusto nating gawin. Bawa gusto mong i-promote ang General Trias for your tourism plan. So what specific things you want to achieve for General Trias for their tourism plan or tourism planning? An example, gusto mo General Trias Cavite increase their tourist visitation from 400,000 to 450,000 annually. Specific siya. Why? Because you can see the numbers. You can measure the numbers. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, ay gusto kong mag-boom ang Gentry when it comes to tourism. Sa paanong paraan? Okay? Gusto mo siya, pero sa paanong paraan? You have to be specific. Okay? Next, measurable. Okay? When we say measurable, we have to create our progress or our tracker. Okay? Kailangan definite yung information. Kailangan na measure natin siya. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, ay gusto kong yumaman. Gaano kayaman? How are you measure your richness? Give me the numbers. Give me the tracking or give me the trackers. It should be measured. Example, increasing intent to visit our target audience by 25%. So for example, I want the Philippines to become the top destination in Asia Pacific region. Specific siya. Now, how are you going to measure that? I want them to become one of the top destinations in Asia Pacific region by achieving 75% of target audience annually. Measurable siya because you have 75% as the numbers. Sabi mo annually, so ngayong 2025, January mo siya sinabi. Now, January, ang measurement nyo ngayon, 45% lang ang intent to visit. Eh, ang ginol mo, ang measure mo, 75%. Now, January 2026 dumating. Okay? Pag-check mo ng data, pagkita mo, ay, 65% yung nag-visit sa atin na target audience. Did you achieve it or not? Not. Why? Because you set 75% last January 2025, but you only achieve from 45%, naging 65% lang siya. So you're still lacking of 10%. That's how measurable work. It should be measured. It should be counted. Next is attainable. When we say attainable, yun bang gusto mong goal or yung objective mo ba ay makatotohanan ba siya? Kaya ba talaga siyang i-achieve? Baka naman, ay gusto kong maging pinakamayaman sa buong mundo bukas. Attainable ba siya? Hindi. Okay, it should be attainable. Okay? Meron kang basis. Meron kang what do you call this? Meron kang point of comparison, and in yourself, you know that it is attainable. So for example, I want to become a dean's lister at the end of the semester. Is it attainable? Yes, because when you study and you reach the prescribed grade requirement for a dense lister, then it can be attained. Another example, I want General Trias to be part of the top destination municipalities in Cavite. Is it attainable? Yes, it is attainable, and it is possible. Okay? Next, relevant. When we say relevant, why do we need to set this goal? Kapag na-achieve mo ba tong sineset mong goal na to, may pakinabang ba siya? You have to think the big picture. May mapapala ka ba dito? Anong pwedeng maging effect niya in your community, in the economy, in the host community, in the business, so on and so forth. So, you have to identify, relevant ba siya? Gusto kong maging, ah, gusto kong magtayo ng resort in General Trias, Cavite for young adults. Relevant ba siya? Why? Why do you want to build a resort for your young adults? What's your basis? And what's the impact of that in the economy of General Trias and the people of General Trias? Okay, that's how relevant work. And timely or time bound. Okay, you have to set your deadlines. You have to set your calendars. Is it achievable within that time frame? Is it achievable within 2 years, within 1 year, within 1,000 years, 100 years? You have to set your deadline. Okay? Because when you are setting your goals, it should be time-bound. Okay? Meron ka dapat deadline. Hindi pwedeng gawa ka lang ng gawa pero hindi mo alam kailan mo siya tatapusin. Because when you do not set a time limit or a deadline, you will never finish your goal. Okay? Moving forward, audience and strategy. In this step class, this is very a simple explanation. You have to understand your audience and how are you going to put your strategies and implementation for this audience. Because we all know that tourists have different preferences, they have different needs, wants, and behavior. And we cannot make those strategies the same across those audiences because nga meron silang iba't ibang gusto. That's why that's your part to identify those preferences and make a strategy based on that preferences. Okay? Kasi baka gusto mong magtayo ng resort, ang target audience mo naman hindi yun yung gusto. Ang gusto nila amusement park. Okay? So, you have to be very careful with that. Next is tactical plan. So, this is the time where you will create your blueprint or your framework. What are the possible tactics or strategies that you will do? in terms of marketing. How are you going to do your marketing activities? Are you going to do it via social media, via flyering, via word of mouth? Partnership. Who are your possible sponsors? Who are your target partners? Is it a government unit? Is it private institution? Budget allocation. How much is your allocated budget for your tourism plan? Okay, timelines for implementation. How long will you be doing this strategy? Okay. Next, measurement. When we say measurement, syempre, in order for us to make sure if our plan is working or not, you have to set your key performance indicators. You have to count the number of visitors, their spending, their satisfaction rates, its economic impact. All of those should be measured. That's why, di ba, when you visit a certain destination or a certain place, especially in a hotel, kapag nag-check-in tayo or nag-visit tayo, meron silang binibigay na suggestion form or feedback form. That's one of the way of measurement that they are doing. If the guests have a pleasant stay in their place. Another example is when you visit a certain attractions, meron din silang fill outan na form kasi they are tracking the number of visitors uh, going and out doon sa destinations. Next is action plan. So when we say action plan, it is the final stage of your tourism plan. You already collected data, you already collected feedback, you already have your objectives, your goals, you already identify your strategies and tactical plan. Now, in your action plan, you're going to indicate or implement those strategies. Paano mo na siya gagawin? Saan mo siya sisimulan? Okay, so this is the part wherein more on actions ka na or more on movement ka na. Okay, so those are the tourism planning process. And moving forward, the Tourism Planning Development Digest. So ano ba yung Tourism Planning Development Digest? So ito lang naman yung mga summary of tourism development plans of cities and municipalities. So when you search in Google, there are a lot of Tourism Planning Development Digest. When we say Tourism Planning Development Digest, pag sinearch nyo, Tourism Development Plan of General Trias Cavite, Tourism Development Plan of Imus Cavite, lalabas yon. Or Tourism Development Plan of Cebu, Davao, Bacolod. Okay, so makikita nyo siya. Para siyang summarized copy ng mga implementations na ginagawa nila on their respective provinces or locations. So, it is consists of 8 pages and with cover page entitled Tourism Development Planning Digest. Dinidistribute siya sa mga participants while they are conducting tourism planning for further discussion and consultation. So, ito yung kanyang components. So, merong gender and development. We also have product development. We also have infrastructure plan, site plan, marketing plan, human resources plan, and investment plan. So, these are the components of tourism plan digest plan. Now, I'm not going to discuss this any further because this is already a self-explanatory and we already discussed this in a previous slides. And that's the end of our discussion for this lesson. I hope you've gained a lot for this discussion. If you have questions, you can chat on the comments below. Thank you and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.